Welcome back, Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy, and today's knife is a budget blade coming from Kershaw, and that is new for 2017, the Agile, model number 1558. This is a Rick Hinderer design. Rick Hinderer's done several collaborations with Kershaw. He's done the the Cryo, the Shield, and Kershaw. I think that might be it. There may be a few more that I'm missing, but those are two I can remember offhand. But I just got this knife in. This is just going to be a first impressions, but one thing I'm going to say is the price category, this comes in right at around $35, and this is just came out, so that might go down after it's been out for a while. But there's a ton of great blades in this price category that it's competing with. And you're going to have to be the decider on whether this knife beats out some of these other ones that I'll be showing and comparing it to. But let's get a good look at this. You got a 8CR13 MOV blade. You got that nice Kershaw stone wash on it. You got your Kershaw logo. And this other side's kind of ugly, I think. God, wait, look at that. Billboarding takes up half of the blade. You got the patent, speed safe, Hinderer design, made in China. Some of the cool aspects are selling points, I guess, how they promoting this knife. This model looks like a shrunk down version of the Hinderer MP1. And I handled this blade at Blade Show, and whenever I saw it come out, I definitely wanted to kind of pick it up so I could show it to you guys. It has filler tabs. I'm not sure if you can put the Hinderer filler tabs on there or not, but filler tabs. So this thing comes tip up, tip down, left or right, and on the left side it's only tip down only. But as you can see, you got that Hinderer pocket clip and tip up, tip down on the right side, and just tip down on the left side. This little milling in here really adds no texture, just aesthetics. This is a rather small blade. We'll get to the size in a minute. You got the Hinderer lock bar stabilizer right there. And what makes this knife unique is, and to me it's not that big of a deal, but it has the interchangeable patent pending backspacers that Rick Hinderer designed. And as you can see, it comes with this little bag of goodies. You get a super tiny Allen key that adjusts that little bitty thing right there, and you don't have to take the knife apart. You just unscrew that, pop the backspacer off. I left the lanyard attachment on it. That's what comes with it when you get it. And then in the bag of goodies, you have a bottle opener and a screwdriver. Screwdriver tip. We'll look at that more whenever I get to the review. But like I said, this is just my first impressions and what I think so far. Let's get into the size. Like I said, it's a rather small knife, and sometimes looking at other knives on the side of it helps out. Let's see, you got about a 2 3/4 inch blade, so this knife ought to be legal in a lot of areas, just as long as they allow locking blades and speed safe. Overall length is about 6 3/8. Not including that extra protrusion on the lanyard hole. And the handle is around a 3.5 inch handle. I will say I wear a size medium glove, and it just barely fits my hands completely. It kind of wants to slip off right here. All that right there, and then that kind of just free floats. So if I put a lanyard, it'd be okay. But if I cramp my fingers in there, I can get a full 4-finger, but more of a 3.5 finger grip. Okay, so I'm right now, real quick, stainless handles. I'm sorry, guys. Stainless frame lock. They must have did a black wash. You can see the black wash accents around the outside. And then they must have milled over that to keep the black in the areas that they wanted to, which is a nice touch, especially for a budget blade. It's a kind of a hefty blade. Let's get the weight out of the way before I start, if my scale wants to cooperate, before I start showing y'all some comparisons and what this knife is going up against. 3.9 ounces. which is rather heavy for such a small knife. And right now, this part, we will kind of go over some of the options that this knife, in my eyes, is competing with. And the first one, to me, is just very obvious, is another Rick Hinderer design, and that's the Cryo. And you will see that the Cryo is just a tad bit bigger, about the same size handle, but being that these have your designated finger grooves in there, and as you can see, this flipper tab kind of pushes your finger back. Mine is modified with a finger trawl, but nothing's modified on this side of the Cryo. You got a wider handle. This one fills out my hand a lot, well, not a lot better, but, you know, it fills it out better. And that's, to me, all the knives I'm showing will be in the 35 or less category, so that's what I want you to take in consideration if you're trying to pick which knife is for you. Another one coming out of Rick Hinderer Designs is the Kershaw Shield. All these I will be doing separate reviews on if y'all want to see that later on. The Shield is a good bit bigger, and the Shield has a super ergonomic handle in my eyes. It locks in, that thumb just sits right there. We won't get into it too much. Let's see. Another huge competitor, and if it comes to materials, what you get, I would say this one probably wins because you got the D2 steel here, you got the HCR here. There's the SE Zancudo. It's a good bit bigger, as you can see. Let's see. Another competitor, another great option is the Almar. This is the AM4. The AM3 would probably be closer to this size range, but as you can see, the AM4 is a good bit bigger. All right, what else? Another one that from another company that would compete against this one is the CRKT Pilar, and anybody who's been watching my channel and knows all the stuff I've been doing with these, I love the Pilar. I think it's a great design. I'm just going to tell you right now, if I had to choose between the two, it'd be the Pilar all day long. Because it's non-assisted, smooth, quality's pretty good. Another Kershaw Speed Assist that it'd be up against is the Intellect. Intellect's a little bit bigger. Get a better grip in hand. Here's one that's a lot. This one's around 20 bucks. Super popular model from them. Not really my favorite thing, but the Kershaw Oh So Sweet. And one last one that is definitely a competitor for probably, you can get these for I think 28 bucks, is the Rat Model 2. It's about the same steel. I would think the steel in my testing performs better with the AUS 8 than the HCR. Just not by a whole lot, but just a little bit. Okay, so what I did was I took this knife, I took the Cryo, I took the Shield, and I took the SE Zancudo, and I brought them to a few people in my neighborhood. My neighbor, none of them are really knife guys. My neighbor carries a knife on a daily basis, but it's one that I gifted him. My wife, my daughter, and another one of my neighbors. And I put these 4 knives in each one of their hands, and I asked them 2 simple questions. I said, all I want you to know, I just said, just think they're all the exact same price, and don't worry about materials. I said, I want to know which one of these knives is most comfortable in hand, and which one do you like aesthetically the most. And my neighbor said the Shield, and I agreed with him on the ergonomics, was the most ergonomic, and he liked the looks of it the best. So I went to another neighbor. He said the Shield for ergonomics, and they liked the look of the MP1, the Agile. I went to my wife. She picked the look of the Shield, and she said it was a tie between these two in the ergonomics. She's got a smaller hand, so this one was super comfortable in hand. These two are both nice in hand. And then I brought it to my daughter because she loves to get in on the action, and she picked looks for the Agile, and she she chose this one for in hand, and she's got really bitty, small 8-year-old hands. So that's going to be a decision that you're going to have to make. I just received this knife, so I definitely plan on doing some. I whittle wood with every one of my knives, because usually that'll give you a good representation on any hot spots that might occur in the handle. I also cut up wood with them. I cut up cardboard to see how they slice, if they're going to bind up in the wood, depending on the grind. I do those little tests not just to see what the knife can handle, but to see the performance of the knife. And I would like to know, and I'd like to hear in the comment section below, which one is the most aesthetically pleasing to y'all out of those four. And we'll go from there. Let's do something. I wanted to check. I always forget to do this out-of-box sharpness, because I kind of felt this edge and it just didn't feel that great. Now this is super thin paper, so it needs to be pretty sharp to do a good job on here. Let's see how it fares. And let's see. And not looking too great. Let's see if it's just, maybe it's just a cutter. Let's see. Let's get this one out. Okay, it's not me. Okay, let's try on something maybe a little thicker, just to see if it has a good enough working edge. Because really and truthfully, this knife is going to appeal to more people that are not knife nuts like me and most of you watching. It's going to appeal to a working man that wants a nice $30 Kershaw. Let's see. Not bad. It's got a few snags, like right up in here. It's kind of rough. I would give it, I'd give it a B-, because it kind of feels, let me see, it kind of feels like, yeah, it's got a little chip right here in the blade, and it's kind of rough in this area, but right here there's a definite chip. So I actually give it a C on that. They could have definitely done a better job. Let's see if you can get a shot of that edge. I know they're pumping these things out quickly, but all that matters, if maybe this might be your only knife. One other thing that I noticed right offhand, and I thought was pretty ugly. Look how large that cutout is. That is ugly. I don't even know if that stabilizer even gets caught on there. Let's see. Look at the difference. The cryo, it looks like they took time, and these two are the same price. This one's $30, this one's $35. I'm sure this one will probably come down, but look at the difference. Looks like they took more time. I know they have more milling, and they put the filler tabs in here. You don't have that on here. You got the Rick Hinderer pocket clip. That to me, that doesn't really matter. I would rather see them take their time. I know you're paying a portion to Hinderer Knives for their design, and then Kershaw gets their cut. But let's see what else. Let's see the shield. Let's see. Now the shield's got a pretty wide cutout, but still not. Look how big. I just, take your time. And you can't really see the cutout, but it's pretty wide here. So I guess it's not a huge, it's not really, that's just an aesthetic problem. The action on it is so-so. It's definitely not as snappy as the cryo. My cryo shoots out, but I've also got tons of wear and tear on this knife, so this is the second one I've owned. And the shield's got about the same action. It's not terrible. It's just your speed assist. The flipper tab's okay. Being that it's a assisted knife, I would have rather see a flat portion right there, kind of like they do on the Kershaw Knockout, just to make it a little bit more comfortable, but it's definitely not bad. So that's my first impressions. I will do a few tests on this knife, get some more use behind it, and y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Also, before I end this video, I want to show y'all something that me and my daughter worked on, and she was very proud of this, and I was, really, I love doing projects with my daughter. I had tons of pictures from Blade Show and cards from numerous makers, so my daughter and I made a collage out of it. I was going to use it as my background, but I want to laminate it first. And also, if anybody has channel stickers and you don't mind, please send them to me. I would love to fill this board up, because it's just a project for me and her to do. And I'll take the camera off the tripod and let you get a better look at it if I can. Let's see. That's it as of right now. Let me know what y'all think about that. Like I said, it's a project for me and my 8-year-old daughter. I think she did a great job. We had fun doing it. And, you got to do things with your kids, My daughter loves me to death, and I love her to death, and being able to spend some quality time with her, even doing something knife related, just the fact that she wanted to do it with me means the world to me. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Remember, comment, let me know what you think about the Kershaw Agile. Let me know what y'all think about aesthetics. Which one would y'all choose? And everybody enjoy y'all Saturday. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Remember, guys, live every day as if it were your last. Peace.